Welcome back to Set Streets and Eats, guys. I'm Chris Bauer. I am downtown, gorgeous Vancouver, British Columbia in Canada. As you can see, this city is nestled in between these snow-capped peaks right here on the west coast of Canada. Absolutely beautiful city. I'm up here to enjoy the Hollywood of the North and to look at some locations from some of my favorite movies. They film hundreds if not thousands of different movies and TV shows here. The tax rebates here for movie studios are quite significant, so they take advantage of this location quite often, probably just as much as Atlanta or even New Orleans in the States. It's an absolutely gorgeous city. There's always productions going on. But I want to focus on one of my favorite comedies of the last 20 years, starring the Lonely Island guys, and it's called Hot Rod. Some of you may have seen it. A lot of you didn't. It did not do well at the box office, but it stars, or co-stars, not only just Andy Samberg and the guys from Lonely Island, but Isla Fisher, Bill Hader, Danny McBride, all those guys are in it. They're absolutely hysterical. The movie's hysterical. The plot of it's very simple and very weird. A would-be stuntman who has one goal in life, and that's to beat his stepfather in a fight. Has to raise money to get his stepfather a surgery so that his stepfather can get better, so that he can beat him in a fight. That's the whole plot. Sounds a little ridiculous, but when you give comedians some simple material like that and just let them go nuts, you end up with a really special and hilarious film. And I'm going to take you around to the movie locations here in the suburbs of Vancouver, and we're going to go see where that movie was made, and I hope you guys will join me. Let's travel.
Kevin, can we reinforce the takeoff ramp?
No, we didn't have time.
Cool.
So right here is where the first line of the movie is spoke. Rod's sitting on his moped right here, and he yells over to Kevin and the guys, "Did you guys reinforce the ramp?" And Kevin answers, "No, we didn't have time." Which is hysterical because, of course, the ramp collapses and he falls on his face, and it's funny. Anyway, that's the house. It was yellow. I don't know if they painted it yellow for the movie or if it was just yellow and they've redone it since, but that's the house right there, Rod's house. That was Denise's house right next door to it, and filmed a lot of scenes outside. I'm sure the exteriors were done somewhere else, but this is where the truck was parked and the ramps on either side of it. Just a quiet little street right here, just outside of Vancouver, but very iconic comedy movie house. Just sitting right there. So here is the pool that Rod attempts to jump. It was painted a kind of a baby blue back then, or maybe even for the movie, I'm not sure. It's winter, obviously it's closed down right now, but I'm sure it looks in much better shape when it is open. Right here they had all the cubbies built. I don't know if that was a part of the old pool or if they added those from the movie either. Obviously this fence that goes all the way around it was not there. They had the ramp set up over here where that lifeguard stand is, the end, and then the other one that he actually jumps was on the other side of the pool with the ramp that goes up the hill. But anyway, A couple of pivotal moments in this scene is Richardson in the pool. Bill Hader telling him to get out because they're about to do the stunt.
Richardson, out of the pool, let's go.
No can do, Dave.
Come on, Richardson, you're being a tool, man.
There's no tool in this pool, and I'd happily get out if you let me join your crew.
You can't join the crew, Richardson. Don't do anything.
Oh, don't I?
And then he has to join his crew, and then he starts dancing over by the cubbies in a very provocative way. And then Danny McBride comes up to Bill Hader, and they're just both watching him.
You like what you see?
It's quite hysterical. Anyway, of course, Rod talks to Denise just before he takes his moped up the hill, then jumps the ramp and, of course, dunks right into the pool. Very funny scene. Yeah, it just kind of goes to establishing his prowess or lack thereof of a great stuntman. But it really looks, I mean, aside from that fence being right there, it really looks close to the way it still did. They've painted it gray in the years since, but other than that, the hill and everything behind it all looks just about the same. So behind me is Dave's house, or the house they used for Dave's house. It actually had, for the movie only, they built on a garage, or like a lean-to, like a open garage. So that's where the guys are sitting when Rod and Denise roll up on bikes. They come from right around the corner and pull into the driveway there. That's the whole, my name is Rod and I like to party scene, which is hysterical. Dumb and hysterical, which is really the theme of the whole movie. I think that's why I love it so much. But also, this is the yard that they set the pool up in so he could, you know, get the spirit of the dolphin. So they filled the pool up in, and then of course he drowned in it hysterically. Anyway, but they filmed that right here. The little purple minivan that's behind them when they're talking in the scene was parked right where that Z28 is. And they used this street for a couple of scenes in the movie. But yeah, they built the lean-to onto that house just for the movie. It's really, really funny scene. I really enjoy anything with Rico and Dave, Bill Hader and Danny McBride. You cannot go wrong. Those guys, their comedy instincts are impeccable. So this one's pretty cool. You've got the food folks, which is completely unchanged, parking lot and all. And in the scene, they have the ice cream truck parked there, and then Bill Hader and Danny McBride are out here dancing, and Danny McBride shoves Kevin hilariously into the side of the van, while Rod is over here flirting on the bench with Denise, and then Will Arnett's character Jonathan pulls up right there, and that's when Rod meets Jonathan, finds out Denise has a BF. Either way, that was where they filmed this. It looks identical to when the movie was filmed over 15 years ago, which is pretty crazy. And they just used the sign. They didn't even change the store sign, so I think that's pretty awesome too. So another location that's only changed slightly since filming is right behind me. This is the Lost in 50s diner. This is where the gang is all eating. This is where Denise and Rod are talking out here at the picnic tables, and she tells them about Jonathan, her boyfriend. And of course, Rod acts like he goes up to the window here and starts hitting on the worker, the female worker. Anyway, it's changed a little bit in the sense that there was 3 or 4 tables and they were turned vertically. It's still got that porch awning on it, but now it's a full enclosed porch area. So also the other thing that's different is across the street was all old residential houses. Those have been torn down and built into a building with businesses underneath of it, apartments on top. So those are some differences, but for the most part, it's an old rustic neighborhood diner, and it still has that flavor today. So we're gonna jump in here and try some of the best burgers in Canada. That's what their sign claims. I love those old shake machines. I was talking to the owner, and he's making my burger and my hot dog right now. We're gonna try one of each. They look amazing. Pretty cool that Andy Samberg, Danny McBride, and Bill Hader were all, and the actress that plays Denise, all sat here and filmed for a few days back in 2006. Tiny little burger joint in Vancouver. Pretty neat. Look at these. That is a cheeseburger with onion rings and french fries and a triple cheese hot dog. Look at that. I'm gonna try the triple cheese hot dog first. Look at this thing. It's on a focaccia bun. Oh my god, this looks amazing. That's one of the best hot dogs I've ever had. Wow. Look at that bun. I can see why Hot Rod brought the guys here. Hot Rod's a smart guy. Now we're going for the burger. Look at that. Ooh. So juicy. Sauteed onions and mushrooms. Oh man, their bread, they bake all the buns in-house. That's dynamite. Ooh. That was awesome. They have sirloin based burgers. They bake all their buns in-house. The hot dog is unbelievable. Their tagline is no additives, no preservatives, no fillers, and you can definitely taste the freshness. Phenomenal.
Oh, Kathy.
So this is the entrance to the theater behind me. This is the theater that they wanted to do the fundraising video. That's what he did all of his stunt videos. They put the clips, Kevin edited them together. They put the clips together and they go show it at this theater. Of course, the entire crowd shows up and starts laughing at it because it is hilarious. Of course, Rod does not like that. And Rod gets mad and he goes up to the window, throws the projector out of the projection room. And of course it smashes and costs them all the money they raised. They had to give it back to the projectionist or the theater owner. This is actually a high school. They just used this entrance for that theater and then they filmed the interiors at another theater across town. But that's where his tantrum in the theater booth took place. We got a weird cloud over us all of a sudden. We got rain. It was all sunny a second ago. But it's going to be sunny as soon as this cloud passes. I see blue. So one of my favorite scenes is in the movie when the gang is walking down the street. They're heading toward the, they've got them inspired and Hot Rod's going to do the jump and they're walking down the street and they start singing. The crowd starts following them and everybody's singing. It's super, super uplifting. And then a riot breaks out. All of a sudden the people are bashing in windows in the street and setting them on fire and all that. And all that took place right here. They filmed the whole thing right down on this street here. A huge riot scene, lots of extras, busting out windows and burning things. And it's a hysterical scene in the movie in the context of the film. Yeah, the street hasn't changed a whole lot. They changed some of the business names, obviously. And, you know, it looks it's had a few coats of paint since then, but yeah, still all right here.
Grab a vitamin water. Should I make that dose?
No thanks.
Coolio. Maybe I'll get a box of dong bags so we can knock boots later. What do you think?
You've got Jonathan's car right here parked, and then she goes running off that way, and he's just yelling, babe, 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 at like 1,000 different ways. The only way Will Arnett can. He's hilarious, and then she just randomly gets into some stranger's car over there, which was kind of odd. But either way, it was funny, especially with how many times he said babe in 1,000 different ways. But they filmed that right here.
Babe! 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 No, babe! Wait!
So the big climax of the movie, of course, is where Rod is going to jump all these buses. They had it set up right here at the rodeo fairgrounds. And it's not quite here, but it's actually set up a little over there. I'll get to that in a second. We can't go over there right now for a reason, but you can see these red building tops. I'll put up a screenshot there in the background. So the actual jump would have taken place over here. Now, so the reason we can't go over there right now, if you see all the white tents and trucks there, they are filming, and you can't really tell, but there's the background of a street there. I can only zoom in so far with this camera, unfortunately, but they're actually filming a TV show there. And this is where they're filming Superman and Lois for the CW. That's Smallville. Is the street that they have set up where Hot Rod did his bus jump. That's where it's all set up right now. And they're actually going through the filming day. I can see the crew actually manning the stations, and they're actually rolling cameras right now. So they're filming right now. But that set is built for the entirety of their filming. I don't know however long, many months that they're going to film the show for the season. And then, of course, they'll either leave it up or take it down. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So they use these rodeo fairgrounds pretty often for different productions. I'm sure not just Hot Rod and Smallville. I'm sure there's been 1,000 different movies and TV shows built and sets built right on that same thing. But either way, for Hot Rod, over there would be where we meet Chris Parnell, and he's the king of AM radio, which is hysterical. And then, of course, Rod does the jump. He is not successful in the jump, but he does the jump. And it hurts himself pretty bad, but it's a pretty funny scene. And kind of culminates to the big finale of the movie. And yeah, it's pretty cool that they're still using it right now for lots of other productions. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tour of the Hot Rod filming locations. I know I did. I had a ball. I love that movie, as I've said. And it's just a great film. I wish it had been better received at the box office, but obviously everyone in it has been very successful since then. So it's they're not hurting. But I would have liked to have seen that movie been more of a hit, but it's definitely now a cult classic. And we got to see where they filmed it. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye now.